And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to learn to perform without purpose. You have to be your best self and your least motivated. You have to have these different things in your mind on where you want to go and know that motivation is not going to get me there. Because I'm not going to always be motivated.
I promise you one thing. If you put your mind to it, and you work hard, and you never give up, and most importantly, you don't listen to rejection, you can achieve anything in life that you want.
There's no secure path forward. Give it up. It's risk everywhere. Oh my God, that's terrible. It's like, yes, except for two things. You can pick your risk. That's the first thing. So you get to pick your poison. That's something. And second, you're a lot tougher than you think. So even though there's risk everywhere, if you confront it forthrightly, what you'll find is that you can actually handle the risk. And that's the security.
Do not look to your pain and accept it as all that you are. You are more than the moments that hurt you. You are more than this pain. You are a resilient, beautiful human being who, despite anything they have been through, is able to rise up from that. You are able to change your story. You are able to create a better ending for yourself than what you have been put through. And I hope that you were able to find the light. I hope you were able to find your way out of the darkness.
I don't know who needs to hear this today, but whatever you're going through in life right now is happening to you for a reason. And I know it might not seem like that right now, but trust me, whatever setback you're facing, whatever hardship you're going through right now, whatever hurdles you're having to overcome, every battle, every challenge, it's all molding you into the man that you were meant to become. These hardships that you're facing right now are temporary, but the endurance, the character and strength that you build from them is permanent. There's purpose behind your pain, even if it doesn't feel like that right now. One day it will all make sense. You have to trust God's timing. The pain you're feeling now can't compare to the joy that's going to come.
The ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus said that this too is one of the evils of foolishness. It is always beginning to live. This too is one of the evils of foolishness. It is always beginning to live. What he's calling us out here for is our perpetual attempt to finally make a change, to finally start to become the person that we know we need to be. And how do we go about this? We say next week, next month, next year, in this new year, I'm going to start out being exactly the person that I know I need to be.
Remember, only the disciplined ones are free in life. I repeat again. Only the disciplined ones are free in life. If you are in discipline, you are a slave to your moods. You are a slave to your passions. Remember, there is a quote which says, the best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. That was the best time to plant a tree. The second and the best time is today. Plant the tree of self-discipline.
You train day in, day out. Day in, day out. You stood back up when others wouldn't. You stood back up when others said you couldn't. You kept at it until your idols became your rivals. And now, here you are. And it's just the beginning. Time to just keep living.
Your excuses are valid, so congratulations on a free pass to not being a better version of yourself. The better version that only identifies an available excuse as a stronger reinforcement of your willingness to show up anyways. You know, people get so excited when their circumstances prevent them from keeping the promises they make because all they want to do is give up responsibility of their outcomes. Well, guess what? If you're not willing to take ownership when it becomes harder to keep your promises, that's exactly how you know your life doesn't belong to you.
The ability to learn is a gift even when pain is your teacher. Don't miss the lesson, right? Get the lesson when you fail.
Doing the work is not pretty. Doing the work is not waking up at the perfect time and having your perfect morning routine and having your coffee and watching the sunrise while you do your cold plunge, feeling the perfect balance of the universe while you're meditating, and then going about your day perfectly, being this perfect little specimen that gets all the stuff done and then lays their head down at their pillow at night to repeat the whole thing. Most of the time, the work is ugly. The work is dragging your ass out of bed when you don't want to get up, to have a list of things that oftentimes you don't want to do them, but you know they're going to make your life better, trying to make certain things happen, trying to start new ideas, and fucking a lot of stuff up along the way. Making mistake after mistake, having to do things over again, start from scratch. It's missing a workout on Tuesday, but showing up again on Wednesday. It's scrolling on Instagram for 20 minutes, catching yourself doing it, and then getting back to work. It's technical difficulties, it's writer's block, it's frustration, it's hitting walls, it's messing things up. The work is so many other things before it's perfect.
Nobody notices the sacrifices you make in silence. They don't see the battles you fight when nobody's watching. But one day they'll look up, and what they see won't be the same person they overlooked. Because growth happens in the shadows where applause doesn't reach. And when the light finally finds you, they'll wonder how you did it. But you'll know it's because you refused to quit. So keep showing up. Because while they waited for the perfect moment, you went out and made it happen.
The challenger is here. The challenge is now. And it's only this present moment that you need to deal with. There is no past. There is no future. It's this one little slice of time. That is all that is ever asked of you to deal with. It's only that slice of temptation, only that slice of challenge, only that slice of difficulty that you need to deal with. Nothing else. Nothing else even exists. Let go of the past, let go of the future. The slice that is in front of you now is all that you have to deal with. And simply make the very best move you can in this present moment.
Have you ever felt like the biggest thing standing in your way isn't the world around you? It's you? Like no matter how much you want to move forward, there's a part of you that keeps pulling you back. Self-sabotage, the silent enemy, the voice that whispers, "You can't do this," or "Why even try?" It's the excuses, the procrastination, the habits that keep you stuck in the same place, year after year. And the hardest part? You're not doing it on purpose. Most of the time, you don't even realize you're sabotaging yourself until it's too late. You want better, you want to succeed, and yet somehow you keep getting in your own way. But here's the truth. You don't have to stay stuck in that cycle. You don't have to keep being your own worst enemy. You can learn to be your own greatest ally. And when you do, that's when everything changes.
The first step to breaking the cycle of self-sabotage is awareness. You can't fix what you don't see. So, take a step back and ask yourself, where am I holding myself back? What habits, thoughts, or behaviors are keeping me stuck? Maybe it's procrastination, putting things off until the last minute and then blaming the rush for why things didn't work out. Maybe it's perfectionism, setting impossibly high standards and then quitting when you can't meet them. Maybe it's avoiding risks, staying in your comfort zone because the fear of failure feels too overwhelming. Whatever it is, name it, call it out, because when you can see the patterns, you can start to break them.
Self-sabotage isn't random. It comes from somewhere. Most of the time, it's rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown. Or maybe it's rooted in self-doubt, in the belief that you're not worthy of the life you want. Think about it. If you've spent years telling yourself, "I'm not good enough," of course you're going to hesitate when an opportunity comes your way. If you've spent your life avoiding failure, Of course, you're going to sabotage yourself before you even get the chance to try. Understanding why you self-sabotage doesn't mean excusing it. It means getting to the root of the problem so you can start to fix it.
You know that voice in your head? The one that tells you you're not good enough, that you're going to fail, that you don't deserve success. That's your inner critic. And it's lying to you. The problem is, we're so used to listening to that voice that we don't even question it. We take it at face value, as if it's telling us the truth. But it's not. That voice is a product of your fears, your insecurities, your past experiences, not your reality. The next time your inner critic speaks up, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this true? Is there actual evidence to support this thought? More often than not, you'll realize it's just a story you've been telling yourself. And once you see it for what it is, it loses its power.
Self-sabotage thrives on fear. Fear of failing, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But here's the thing about fear. It's loudest when you're standing still. The best way to quiet that fear is to take action. Even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect. Take a step forward. Because every step you take is proof to yourself that you're capable. Every step you take builds momentum. And momentum is the antidote to self-sabotage. Action doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent.
At the heart of self-sabotage is a broken relationship with yourself. It's the belief that you're not worthy of success, that you don't deserve good things, that you're not enough. And until you repair that relationship, the cycle will keep repeating itself. Start by treating yourself the way you'd treat a friend. Show yourself kindness, patience, understanding. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Forgive yourself for your mistakes, and remind yourself every single day that you are capable, you are worthy, you are enough. The more you build that relationship, the less room there is for self-sabotage to take root.
One of the best ways to break the cycle of self-sabotage is to make it harder to sabotage yourself in the first place. Create systems, routines, and environments that support your goals. If you're prone to procrastination, break your tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. If you struggle with distraction, remove the things that pull your focus. If you tend to give up when things get hard, remind yourself why you started and who you're doing it for. Set yourself up for success, not just by relying on willpower, but by creating an environment that makes it easier to succeed.
Self-sabotage isn't a life sentence. It's a habit, and like any habit, it can be broken. The same energy you've been using to hold yourself back can be redirected into pushing yourself forward. Every time you recognize a self-sabotaging thought or behavior, you have a choice. You can let it win, or you can choose a different path. And every time you choose that different path, you're building a new habit. A habit of self-mastery, of self-belief, of self-trust. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about learning to work with yourself, not against yourself.
So what you waiting on?
What?
Do you dream, Elliot? You scraping so hard like you ain't never asked yourself this before. I said, do you want to be here right now?
Along the way, you're going to need to do things you don't want to do or might not think you can do. It's okay to be scared.
That you are now at war within your own mind and body. You are going through a metamorphosis, my nephew. It will not be a pleasant experience. But when you come out of it, you will be the beautiful prince you were always meant to be.
You're going to see this video right before you enter a winning stage in your life. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling that you've been in a rut. You've been off. Things have been feeling maybe out of alignment for you for some time. But that's going to change very, very soon. You know, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. And I believe that you have a purpose that you are destined to fulfill in this world. But in order to get there, in order to fulfill that purpose, you must go through a process. You must travel along this long and beautifully treacherous journey. With that comes a lot of hardship, a lot of adversity, a lot of discomfort, whether we like it or not. It's just part of the process. But I want you to know that although things may not have been going your way recently, you've been in this rut, you've been hitting dead end after dead end, repeat failure after repeat failure. The reason that you are going through this is because you are destined for something great.
You know, extraordinary things only happen to extraordinary people. Maybe it's a sign that you've got an extraordinary destiny. Something greater than you could have imagined.
Please stop making it so easy to be extraordinary. This world is so lost that all you have to do is be an honest person and keep some promises, and people think you're a superhero. I mean, if you open your eyes, the lessons are right in front of you. Listen to what makes old people regretful and ask yourself why you're doing the same exact things. Copy the people you look up to, and it freaking works. My God, all people ever want is some free pass. Well, the blueprint of other people's successes and failures is the closest thing you're ever gonna get.
And if one is passionate and committed in the noble pursuit of excellence within their chosen field, be that the arts, technology, science, humanitarianism, conservationism, then I would say one has a moral obligation and an ethical duty to be of service and to always strive to be part of the solution, not the problem. After all, it's a world that our children would inherit. That's worth being a part of. That speaks to me. Passion, action, noble intention creates progress.
Do you think that everyone has purpose?
The way I look at it is, you, Theo, were born with a DNA that will never be replicated in the past or in the future. It's a unique marker of you, right? So genetically, there is something different about you. Weird, odd, great, whatever, however you want to put it, okay? And it's like something that's planted at your birth. It's what makes you different from everybody else. It's like a seed at your birth. If you cultivate that seed, if you cultivate your uniqueness, it gives you a purpose in life. It's why you are unique. It's what makes you you. It's your energy, it's your character, it's your awareness, it's your sense of humor. It's what draws you to certain things, what you hate about certain things. It's you. If you listen to that, it's like a voice inside of your head. Listen to that voice clearly. It directs you, it gives you a purpose.
What is your why? Why did you even get out of the bed this morning? Why did you eat what you ate? Why did you wear what you wore? We are here to connect. Life is about people. Love, time, death. Now, these three abstractions connect every single human being on earth. Everything that we covet, everything that we fear not having, everything that we ultimately end up buying is because at the end of the day, we long for love, we wish we had more time, and we fear death. Love, time, death.
Natural to doubt yourself, but if you can push through that and do what needs to be done, you'll do just fine.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one. When your friends start to say, "You've changed," remember, it's because they don't know how to say, "You've grown."
If you were anything like me, you have to feel the pressure. You have to be challenged. You have to be put into uncomfortable scenarios because it wakes something up within you, something that craves life. That part of you that lies deep down will live again. It will live again. And it is when you are reconnected with this part of you that you realize that you can really do anything. No matter how hard it gets or whatever challenge you face, there's nothing that could ever stop you. As long as you are connected with this energy and you remain focused in your pursuit of legacy and fulfillment, there's nothing you cannot do. It doesn't get any simpler than that.
How many promises have you broken to yourself this week? Take a second and really think about that. Maybe it was the alarm you snoozed this morning. Maybe it was the workout you skipped yesterday. Now, here's the real question. How do those broken promises make you feel? You see, every time you tell yourself you'll do something and then you don't, a small part of you loses faith in yourself. And the scary part? You probably don't even notice. It's about the tiny defeats that stack up one after another. You think you're just skipping the gym? But what you're really skipping is the opportunity to prove to yourself that you're capable. You think you're just snoozing your alarm, but what you're really doing is training yourself to break your own word. These defeats, they don't happen all at once. They creep in slowly, infiltrating your mind, making you feel weaker, making you doubt yourself. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be this way. What if I told you there's one decision you can make today that will change everything? What if I told you that keeping the promises you make to yourself could unlock a level of mental strength you didn't even know you had? This video is not about motivation. It's not about hyping you up or telling you to just do it. This is about building discipline. Because discipline isn't about punishment. It's about freedom. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly proud of yourself? I'm not talking about the big moments like landing a job or finishing a degree. I'm talking about those quiet moments, the ones no one else sees, where you showed up for yourself, when it would have been easier not to. For most of us, those moments are rare. Why? Because we're losing the small battles every single day. And every time you break your own word, you're telling yourself, my promises don't matter. I don't matter. You might not realize it, but this is what's slowly draining your mental strength. It's why you feel unmotivated. It's why you feel stuck. It's why you feel like you're not enough. I've been there. I know how it feels. Let's talk about motivation for a second. Everyone's obsessed with it. I just need to find the motivation, they say. But let me tell you something. Motivation is a liar. It's unreliable. It's fleeting. And if you're waiting to feel motivated, you'll be waiting forever. Discipline, though, discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline says, get it done anyway. Here's the truth. Discipline will take you places that motivation never could. When you build discipline, you don't need to rely on some magical burst of energy to get things done. You just do them. And every time you follow through, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. Imagine this, waking up every day and knowing you can trust yourself completely. Knowing that when you say you'll do something, it'll get done. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up day after day and proving to yourself that you're stronger than your excuses. Let me share a story. There was a guy, ordinary like you and me. He wasn't the strongest or the smartest, but he was disciplined. Every morning he woke up at the same time, he trained at the same time, he ate the same meals. People called him boring, even obsessive. But you know what? He won. Not because he was special, but because he refused to lose to himself. That's what discipline does. It makes you unstoppable. Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it. Discipline is important. But where do I start? Start small. Start today. Step 1. Set one non-negotiable goal. Just one. Maybe it's waking up at 6 a.m. Maybe it's drinking a gallon of water. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that you commit to it, no matter what. Step 2. Eliminate decision fatigue. Don't give yourself options. If you've decided to train at 7 a.m., there's no debate. You're not asking yourself if you feel like it. You're just doing it. Step 3. Track your wins. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, write it down. Watch the list grow. Those little victories. They add up. But let me be real with you. You're going to mess up. You're going to miss workouts, hit snooze, and break promises. And that's okay. Failing doesn't mean you're a failure. Quitting does. The key is to get back up. To refuse to let one bad day turn into a bad week. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And the stronger it gets, the easier it becomes to win those battles. At the end of the day, discipline isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about freedom. When you're disciplined, you're free from the guilt and regret that comes from breaking promises. You're free from the endless cycle of excuses and restarts. You're free to live the life you've always wanted. Start small, but start today. Win your next battle, and then the one after that. Because every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're proving to yourself that you're capable, that you're strong, that you're enough.
You can do it, bro. I'll tell you, you can do it. You can do it, man. It can get better.
Get serious. Life is serious. We call it life or death. Somebody asked me one time if I had a good description of life. I said, yes, I think I've got a good one. Life is the struggle to keep death at a respectable distance.
What would you do if you just learned today that you only had 6 months to live? What would you stop doing? What would you do more of? Who would you spend time with? Now, the answer to that question is very interesting because what it tells you is what you really value, what is really important to you. And what we have found is that self-esteem, satisfaction, happiness in life comes from getting your goals and your activities congruent with your values, with your priorities, with what you consider to be really important.
You can't see all the cards in your hand. It's not saying the cards aren't there. It's just you haven't matured enough to see them. And there will come a time you keep going and you keep learning and you keep growing. That one day you'll look down and the card you needed was there and it's been there all along. But that ain't gonna come for a while.
Most people aren't obsessed with their goals because they don't believe they're worthy of them. It's easy to dream about what you want, but in between where you are and what you want, there's a tremendous amount of stuff you got to change and do.
We lose because we are okay with ignoring our faults, right? It's not until you can accept your faults, your bullshit, that you can grow and do better. There's so many things that we place the blame on others for that are truly our responsibility, and it becomes a habit. It's a force of habit. So it's not until you break that habit that you can do bigger and better shit.
I didn't realize how quick life was. Because life is short, I don't have time to focus on what's not. You have an opportunity of a lifetime. And where much is given, much is required.
Everybody knows you got to pay a price for winning, but most people aren't willing to pay it. They may pay it once, but literally you got to pay it every single day. And the crazy part about that is the price changes daily. Just like the stock market goes up and down, the price of winning changes on a daily basis. And you got to be willing to pay that price, whatever it is on that day.
When you get what you want in life and you struggle, can you somehow still find yourself? And the world can call you king, they can call you glorious, they can call you phenomenal. But that's only for one day. Because sooner or later, you'll go by the mirror and look at yourself. And you'll determine what that man, that woman has to say. Where it isn't your father, your mother, or your wife, not even your children's judgment, you will one day have to pass. The fellow whose verdict counts the most in life is the man that's standing back from the glass. He's the fellow to please, never mind all the rest. For with that clear mind in the end, that you've passed all these dangerous tests in life, all these difficult tests, all these challenges, but is the man in the mirror still your friend?
You have to find a dream that's so big that it overwhelms all of your fears and causes you to never give up.
There's a trip in your life that you want to take 2 years, and it might take 10 years. And you want to make that trip in 10 years, well, it might take 20 years. And just because you're not at your destination right now does not mean you failed to reach your destination. It just means you're not there right now. You gotta have patience. You gotta stay the course, be disciplined, and never lose sight of the base core of your dream.
If you don't, at some point, be defiant against what the world or your caregivers or your past experience has pounded into your brain incorrectly, unfairly, you will forever be stuck with that story. You are not responsible for what happened to you. You survived what happened to you, but you do have a responsibility to heal yourself.
It's a temporary thing. So is life. I mean, so is life itself. It's temporary. You know, when you really think about it, it's all temporary. So the way I look at life, especially right now, is that someday it's going to be your last day. So I'm going to live every day as if it's my last day and do stuff that I always wanted to do, because I don't want to go, oh man, I'm dying tomorrow. I'm dying now and I missed it. I don't want to think about what I could have, should have done.
I don't see how in the world I'm going to get out of it and move forward. by taking a step. By taking a step. How big a step? How big a step can you take? But take a step. All right, just take a step.
If you pan it down here, you see it's about 3 o'clock in the morning and there's not a car or a person in sight. If you pan over here, it's the same thing, not a car or a person in sight. You don't get better on the daggone couch. You get better by coming out here and getting fuck after it every daggone day.
You keep moving forward. As a man, our only job is to keep moving forward on our mission. Every man needs a purpose, a mission, and a team. So we must always be chasing our purpose, mission, and a team. Doesn't mean that just because you're chasing it or looking for it, you're going to find it right away. Because life comes to us in winning seasons and losing seasons. And you might be in a losing season. If you keep holding yourself accountable and moving forward, you will expedite the winning season that's guaranteed to come.
Stop letting people define you. You're gonna run into people that's friends, family, associates. They ain't winning life. They gave up on their dreams. Their dreams, they work out because they ain't work their dreams. But y'all don't let them tell you that y'all can't work your dreams. All of y'all got a shot. Be mindful of the information that y'all take in from losers. There's a lot of losers out here. A lot of losers, a lot of people that gave up on their dream. A lot of people that don't love themselves. Just because they don't love themselves, don't let them put their energy on y'all, their insecurities and the fears on y'all. Y'all got a shot out here.
Own your life. Own your life. If I look right now out in the world and also in the past, what I witness is simply like this. There is the tendency that a lot of things are being outsourced to everybody else, to institutions, to other people which lie outside of you. Either we look out for somebody able to give us something, or if something is going wrong, we look for someone that we can blame. So it doesn't matter which direction we go. The point is, you never say, I was making the mistake. It's because of me. It seems like you have a bad day. Your colleagues are bad, the day is bad, the traffic is bad, your work is bad. No, nothing of that is bad. It's your attitude which is bad.
See, the problem is that we oftentimes compartmentalize, we limit ourselves to such a narrow definition of who we can be and what we can do to impact this world, to change other lives. You limit God to that. All you thought was just an athlete. All you thought you were was just the ASB president. All you thought you were was a city mayor. You're so much more than that. You're so much more than that. And the most amazing thing is that when you finally get the opportunity to showcase how dynamic you are, how many dimensions you can traverse, that's when you get to see, wow, I've been playing small this whole time.
Michael Jordan said in one of his interviews, when they said, you are unbelievable, you're the greatest basketball player of all. But he says, for me to become the greatest basketball player, I missed 9,000 shots. Does it make him a failure? No. We all fail. It's okay. What is not okay is that when you fail, you stay down. And winners will fail and get up. Fail and get up. You always get up.
You know, a lot of people go around the world and they go like, who am I? You know, I don't know who I am. And if you want to know who you are, you can make a case to be made, a very compelling case, that God is telling you who you are by what you love. And if you get close to what you love expand. And in the pursuit of excellence, in any talent that you are given, that everybody is given, in the expression of excellence at it, you do honor to your maker.
You can only love someone if you know how love feels. If you don't have love inside of you, how can you give it? If you don't have thankfulness inside of yourself, how can you give it? So everything is starting with yourself. What you want to see in this world, what you want to bring into this world, whatever you think is missing into this world. We are 8 billion people, so maybe 8 billion people have different ideas what is missing in this world. But the point is, whatever you want to bring in, first of all, show it. First of all, you be the representative of what you think is missing there.
Why would you not go for it? Why would you not take a chance? At one point in time, you got to take a chance on you.
And in one moment, it might feel like you've let so much opportunity go by. But the most exciting thing about it is there's a whole wall of opportunity before you now. Look at all of the doors that have just opened before you, just because you took one little risk. All of that preparation has led to this moment, and you took advantage of it. And look what's happened. That's the story of the hero. That's the story of this hero. You're that hero. You are the one to step into the spotlight. You are the one to take on the hardest challenges, the one who can fight multiple battles at the same time, because that's how strong you are. At least, that's how strong you can become. But it has to be your decision. No one can make you do this.
The more responsibility you take on, the more meaning your life has, and the higher degree of responsibility that you agree voluntarily to try to bear, the richer your life will be. And no one's ever told that, and it's going to be rough, because it's complicated. You have a complicated job, and you try to help the careers of the people around you. You try to solve tough problems and aid suffering and do all of that. It's like it's weight, it's responsibility, but there's glory in it. There's real glory in it. There's deep meaning in it. And young people are starving for that because no one ever tells them that. It's like, you're way more than you think. Man, stand up, do something difficult.
Sometimes we don't understand, like, what is this? What is my purpose? Why am I here? Why do I have to go through this pain? Why do I have to go through this fear all the time? Why can't it just be peaceful all the time? Then that wouldn't be life. That wouldn't be life. We have to take life at its term, life on life terms, not life on our terms. Live life on life terms, not on our terms.
Something that we call choice. You have the choice. The suffering comes and you run away, or the suffering comes, the pain comes, and you face it. We are overcoming the suffering. We are not running away from the suffering. You are overcoming it.
I hope that you find the rest, all right? Rest with the understanding that I'm catching my breath so I can come back and continue on my journey. So I can continue doing what I'm doing, all right? But rest, okay? Whether it's mental, emotional, or physical. Don't wear yourself out to the point that you're no good to anybody, including yourself.
No one can force you into it. No one can force you to be great. You have to choose to do so, because that's when your soul comes through. And I hope, with every bit of my heart, I hope that the day you decide, others are there to witness. That's who you are. I'm not talking to your neighbor. I'm not talking to the person next to you. I'm talking to you. You are the one. Go get it.